Hello, my friends. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun, and today we are doing part two of looking at some baseball autographs from some of the true legends of the game. And this is, of course, in honor of the World Series championships that are on our way. By now, I guess the first round is done, and we are on to looking at who is going to be the American League and National League champions to represent each other to go to the World Series. And so let's look at some of the all-time greats here today. Here we have Nolan Ryan. Here is Nolan Ryan. It says best wishes, Nolan Ryan. Um, what does that say? I think that says the Ryan Express. Yeah, pretty sure that's what it says. The Ryan Express, 7 no-hitters, 5,714 strikeouts, and Hall of Fame in 1999. I think that's what that says. And that is an awesome, awesome autograph with an awesome inscription. So if you're a Nolan Ryan fan, this is a great one to have, and I'm glad to have this. I don't remember if he won a championship with the Texas Rangers at all. I believe he did win one with the Angels. So that, my friends, is Nolan Ryan, the strikeout king. I think the next one that's closest is Randy Johnson, and I think he's like 800 or so strikeouts from what Nolan Ryan was able to achieve, and that's just crazy. Here we have one of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game. We have Joe DiMaggio, who played with the New York Yankees, and with New York, he won 9 World Series with the Yankees. Only one less than his teammate Yogi Berra, so that is amazing. Joe DiMaggio, one of the all-time greats, great Yankee. You can see his autograph was actually quite nice. He passed away, I think 99 or something like that. And so we can have a look at that. It's a beautiful signature. You can see it says Joe DiMaggio, very good penmanship. And yeah, Joe DiMaggio, one of the all-time greats who ever played the game. We have actually another one of Joe DiMaggio here. You can see the signature there. Again, very nice signature. And this is a great photo of him jumping up and catching that baseball. That's just classic. All right, so those are 2 classics right there. We have another one of Nolan Ryan right here. Again, you can see it, Hall of Fame, 99, Nolan Ryan. And then it says, same type of inscriptions. We got the Nolan, I think that says Nolan Express, or I think that says Ryan Express, right? I think that's what that says. Or Nolan Ryan? No, that's Nolan Ryan. And did he sign it twice? He might have signed it twice. Yes, he signed this twice. That is just awesome. And so, yeah, you can see, World, I can't even read that. I see 7 no hitters. I can't make out what that says. Does that say World Series champ? Maybe? Maybe. And I don't even know what that says. I wish I could read it. I think I honestly don't know what that says. I really don't know what that says. I wish I could read it, but I mean, obviously, nice inscriptions. And yeah, that is Nolan Ryan. Oh, maybe it looks like they did win the championships. Look, I mean, he's on their shoulders, so they must have won something. Or maybe this is after his no hitter. Okay. Anyways, what a look at that. Yeah, here we have. Let me just flip this around. Let me just pause for a sec. There we go. Got that turned around properly. We got Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express. That's easier to read. 303 Ks in 73. Major League Baseball. I don't know what that says. Record. Major League Baseball record. 303 Ks. There you go. And then over here, again, you got to understand Nolan Ryan's one of my favorite baseball players. I grew up watching him, not while he was in the 70s, but in the 80s, he was one of my favorites because I wasn't really watching baseball in the 70s. There we got Nolan Ryan again. And again, one more Nolan Ryan autograph. And you can see I really love Nolan Ryan. All right. One other great baseball player on the outs with the Major League Baseball right now, that's Roger Clemens. And you can see, I think it says 4,000 Ks. Great baseball player, got caught up in that steroid scandal. You know, everyone has their opinions whether he should go in or not. I'm in the opinion that he probably should go in. And I know there's going to be equal amount of people or more that are against that, but I'm like, it was the steroid era. I mean, it's hard to say who exactly was on steroids, and I'm sure there are people that played in that era that are in the Hall of Fame right now that were probably taking some juice at some point in time. So, to exclude some and accept some in, it's kind of dicey. And I understand people that say he should never go in, and I completely understand that. I just think, you know what? At the time, baseball never said taking steroids was illegal. It was never written anywhere, and so for them to ban it after the fact, I don't know. Obviously, we know now steroids is bad, and then it got banned in almost every sport. But baseball never banned it. They never said they were going to ban it. They never did ban it, and they let these guys go out and play to draw in the fans, and they just kind of like hit got went after a couple key players that played in the 90s. So very sad to see that, but it is what it is. Who do we have here now? Let's see what we got here. We got home batting champion. We got Ted Williams. Ted Williams was, I think, the only player to hit over 400 and in the season, and yeah, one of the all-time great hitters. I heard that he wasn't the nicest guy from, but I don't know. I don't have a personal account of that. Here again, Ted Williams, but that's what I heard. But yeah, can't take away from the fact that he was one of the greatest players that ever played the game. Ted Williams. Now, another great baseball player. And this one, I had to like look at it because I bought it a while ago. And I was like, what signature is that? And then I said, oh, Giants. So that must be Willie Mays. And I looked it up because if you look at this, it doesn't look like Willie Mays at all. But when I looked at the autographs of that were authenticated, that's what his autograph looks like. I say, oh, how about that? But so there we got Willie Mays, one of the greatest players ever. He played with primarily the Giants when he was in the Major League Baseball team, and I think he only won it in '54. And so yeah, that's Willie Mays, one of the great players of the game. And he just passed away, I think, last year in 2024. And so yeah, happy to get his autograph that before he passed. This is happy 41st birthday, so that must have been quite a thing. And you can see Willie Mays hey hey kid. So that was his nickname, the Hey Kid. Um, or say hey kid. All right, another band baseball legend, Barry Bonds, home run hitting king. He shattered the home run record. I think there's asterisks next to it now because he's got caught up in that steroid scandal. But again, exciting times for baseball fans when him and Sammy Sosa were going for that title. And yeah, so yeah, always going to be an asterisk next to Barry Bonds. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Should he not? I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, media wise, I think Barry Bonds has always been elusive with the media. So I think Roger Clemens, privately, I heard that he was not the nicest person, and that might be hurting their chances of getting in, but I don't know. Obviously, the scandal really hurt those two. But I mean, for what they did in the game, it's hard to say that the Hall of Fame is ever complete without those guys in it. Here's an interesting one. Yes, that does say "F you," Mickey Mantle, number 7. And so I looked it up, and apparently he writes that on a lot of autographs. So there's Mickey Mantle again, and with his autograph, one of the great Yankees again. Unfortunately, very got into drank a lot of alcohol. That's pretty much what killed him. But yeah, Mickey Mantle, one of the great players of the game. And oh, we are again have another Joe DiMaggio autograph. Again, one of the great players. Also played with Mickey Mantle. Now we got a Brewer. So the Brewers are in the playoffs. I don't know if they still are because I'm recording this ahead of time because I got some conflicts for filming next week. So we're just, or this week, I guess. And so we have this one here, and this is Best Wishes, Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron was the home run champion up until I think Barry Bonds took that title away from him, which again has the asterisk. There he is, Hank Aaron again. And Hank Aaron also passed away not too long ago. I can't remember what year, but it wasn't in I think the last few years. Hank Aaron there again, one of the all-time great home run king. I'm almost certain that he's in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, one more, Hank Aaron, right there. Over here, we also have a Hall of Famer. At least I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Ken Griffey Jr. He was a great player. Played beginning of his career with Seattle. He was in the Cincinnati Reds. I don't think he ever won a championship. I could be wrong about that. But what a great player he was. And we are finishing up our baseball video here with Pudge Rodríguez. Pudge Rodríguez, 1999 All American League MVP, the Silver Slugger, 7 times Silver Slugger, 13 times Gold Glove, 14 times All Star. Wow, wow, wow. 2,427. What does that say? Jam? I'll have to look up what that says. Game stops? I don't know what that says. I cannot read what that says. I'll have to look up what that might say. And there we have his autograph in Hall of Fame 2017, Pudge Rodríguez. So one of the great catchers in the league. And you can see very nice inscriptions there. And yeah, we're finishing up this football. We'll save that for another day. But guys, what do you think of this baseball autograph collection? This is from my private collection. And I hope you guys enjoyed having a look at some of these awesome players from the past, and I'm happy to share my collection with you. Which baseball player from this collection was your favorite to watch or to read about? If if you're like me, I didn't actually see a lot of these players play, so I read about them and kind of learned about them. And so, guys, this is Chucky from Collecting for Fun. Thanks you so much for watching. And again, I appreciate you. And if you haven't done so already, please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and sharing this with your sports enthusiastic friends and see if especially if they like seeing cool memorabilia like this. So we will see you next time. And again, this is an exciting time of year, being the fall. We got baseball, world championships. We got the start of hockey. We got the start of basketball. The football season is way underway now. So, guys, we got some more sports fun coming up. So, we will see you guys very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.